Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being at our March provider meeting. We are still having a few people come in, but we are glad that you are here. I am Kathy Borders. I am in provider relations here at Butler County. We also have Amy Winkler with us on the call, who's also in provider relations. She'll be helping with our chat and things like that. A couple of housekeeping items, if you wouldn't mind staying on mute, unless you have a comment or when there's time for that. We encourage you to use our chat feature to post any questions or comments that you have. We'll do our best to try and get to those questions and comments. And if we're not able to during our meeting time, we will reach back out to you and get that information to you. We will also be sending out minutes today from our meeting, so you'll have those as well as a PowerPoint from the meeting that you will be able to have later this afternoon. We will be having a shorter provider meeting this time because at 10:30, our annual stakeholder meeting for Butler County will be starting, and that will actually be a separate Zoom link. So we will ask for any of you that are willing to, that are interested in coming to that meeting.
He has to go to the bathroom.
We ask that you register. There's a link now in the chat. You can actually register for that stakeholder meeting, and then we will end our meeting and you will hop onto that other Zoom link. And we can assist you with that. If you have any difficulties with that, just reach out to us after this meeting's ending. All right, so first up on our agenda today, we have our Community Connections team with us. Happy that they are here. So we have Jenny Mann and we have Patricia Dawson. So Jenny's going to talk a little bit about DD Awareness Month, and then we have Patricia going to share some solar eclipse news with us.
Good morning. Happy DD Awareness Month to everyone. We just wanted to share a little bit about what we have been doing throughout the month. Actually, Courtney Heidemann, our community advocate outreach coordinator, has been very busy, or will be busy. She has been touring the county, reading at different libraries, at the Lane libraries that would be in Fairfield and Hamilton, and then at the Midpoint libraries that would be Westchester and Middletown. She has been reading to some of their toddler story times. They have picked out books together, and she reads about about inclusion and about kids with a disability, and then she tells a little bit about her experience as when she was growing up. It has been a very good experience for everybody that's involved. And then she is also going to the Westchester Boys and Girls Club today, and she's going to speak to a group of young men and women that will be and tell her experience that she has had with while in high school, on school, and what she is doing now. Like, we also are passing out solar eclipse glasses that I'm sure you've all heard about. We're going to, and Tricia will talk a little bit more about that later, but we're passing those out as well. Tricia and the PR group have made a video with our Speak Up group that talks all about inclusion, what they think an inclusion is. And then Tuesday, with our Speak Up group, we are going to talk about what inclusion is, what DD Awareness Month is, how it got to be, and then they're going to either share with us things that they would like to advocate for, or things that they have advocated for in the past. So that would be a good Speak Up group. If you have anybody that would like to join us for that, that's Tuesday at 6 o'clock at the Janet Clemens Center. We also still have posters if you would like to have one just to put up, and they can be put up for the rest of the year. They're really good posters about DD awareness. Those are at the Janet Clemens Center if you want to pick those up. So that's what we've been doing. Thanks, Kathy, for letting us talk about that.
Thank you. Patricia, you're up.
All right. Sorry. Hi, everybody. I'm Patricia Dawson. I'm the Public Relations Coordinator.
And as Kathy and Jenny have alluded to, I am going to talk about the solar eclipse. I'm also a big nerd, so I'm really excited about this, and hopefully you guys are too. So as many of you know, Butler County will experience the total solar eclipse on Monday, April 8th. In our area, it'll be between 1:53 and 4:25 p.m. And we'll experience we'll be in the path of totality for about 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes, and that should occur around 3:08 p.m. And I think this is super exciting. The last time there was a total solar eclipse in Ohio was 1806, and the next time will be 2099. So this is truly once in a lifetime. A couple things to keep in mind is that because this is such a once in a lifetime event, we're expecting complete inundation in our area of people traveling both north and south to get to this zone of totality. So I think you can expect a ton of traffic in the area. And because of that, officials are advising that you prepare for that. So fill up your gas tanks on Thursday, and don't plan to need gas throughout the weekend and into Monday. If you have any appointments or anything scheduled for Monday, April 8th, consider rescheduling that, and definitely don't, if you don't have things scheduled for the 8th and that's a date available, don't schedule it on that day. Because again, they're expecting, gridlock, you might have cell service might be spotty, things like that. So just, it's helpful to prepare. But on the fun side of all of that is just the experience that we're gonna get to have. One of the things that we're doing is giving away these solar, the blur is ruining things, these solar glasses. So if that's something that you would like, if you would like to pick some up to view the eclipse with your staff and with the people you support, we have a survey that you can fill out and let us know how many you want. Definitely please make sure you fill that out because these are limited. So if you would like some, we want to reserve them for you. But if we don't have them reserved, I cannot promise that we'll have them. So once you pick them up, you'll see on the side, there's a QR code. And if you follow that code, it'll take you to our website and there will be instructions on how to use them. Just, advising that you don't look at the sun whatsoever until you have the glasses on, and then you put your head up and then view it, and then put your head down and then take the glasses off, things like that. And that might be worth practicing a couple times before the actual event happens so that the people you're supporting and your staff, everybody, I have practiced. I'm gonna be like, oh, so anyway, definitely sign up for that and pick those up. And then if you do take any pictures or anything with anybody wearing those glasses, please tag us. We would love to be tagged in those posts, or send them directly to me and I will share them on our Facebook. And then I also just wanted to share quickly that there's some really fun things to do in the area. So I'm going to drop a link in the chat here. And this goes to the Butler County Traveler's Guide and just shows some of the fun things that are going on. So it's going to be a very fun, interesting weekend, and I can't wait to see all your pictures.
Thank you so much, Patricia. We also have the link for the Eclipse glasses reservation in the chat as well. We encourage you to use that. Like Patricia said, there is a limited supply, so the best way to make sure that we have some for you is to use that link. We are going to be distributing those tomorrow at the Janet Clemens Center from 9 to 1 for those that have reserved theirs, and then also next Wednesday. So please use that, and we'll look forward to seeing you for those. We now have Courtney Hyman from the Community Connections team as well on the agenda. She is here today to talk to us about the self-advocacy group. Patricia? I'm sorry, Courtney?
Hi, everybody. My name is Courtney Heineman. I co-lead our self-advocacy group. It's called Speak Up. We meet every fourth Tuesday of the month. So we're actually gonna meet next Tuesday, the 26th, and we meet at 6 to 7 in the Janet Clemens Center. And we talk about how to speak up for yourself and know your rights and responsibilities. like for different topics we talk about how to set goals for yourself. We talked about how to advocate for accessibility. We talked about supported decision making, which is having people in your life help you understand information and make decisions. So just different stuff like that. And sometimes we'll also go out in the community and do different things. Like last year, back in August, I believe we went to the Fairfield police station and we got to tour the police station. So that was really neat. And also last year we had a picnic with the Warren County Self-Advocacy Group. So that's just some of the things that we've done. And Kathy, would you like me to share my email in the chat? That way if they have somebody that they help with the disability who wants to join Speak Up, they can just email me their information.
That would be great. That would be wonderful. And then I can also include it in the meeting minutes that we send out today as well.
Okay.
All right, Courtney, anything else with that?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. She'll have her email in the chat then. All right, next up on our agenda, we have Jennifer Rice, our SSA director here at Butler County, here to speak with us with some SSA department updates.
Hello, everyone. I really wanted to talk today about the paid caregiver rule change with Appendix K unwinding here next week on 3/31. So what that means, if you as a provider agency are hiring a parent of a minor child, the important thing for you to remember is they now are an employee of your agency. So they fall under your certification and you must treat them like any other employee as far as training requirements, documentation, MUI reporting. So this is all going to be, you just need to think of them as another employee and not just, oh, well, they're the parent, I'm going to hire them, they're going to be the expert of their kid, I don't need to do any training, and I'm just in and out. I'm just going to pay you, do the processing of the HPC hours, do the waiver, and be done. So there is still an expectation that there is representation from your agency to show up for planning sessions, to sign off on the ISP, because the parent cannot sign off on the ISP as a provider. They will be as a legal representative of their minor child, but there still is that the company, the agency name is going to be listed in the ISP. It's going to be your certification that is compliance standard driven. So just want to make sure that all of you are aware of that if you're in that situation. So if you have a parent calling you up going, hey, I need you to hire me so I get paid to provide care for my child, you can definitely go through that, but just don't think of it as I'm just hiring somebody and then my responsibility is done. So there still is going to be that expectation of you have to provide the documentation sheets for the parents. The parent is now not just parent, they're another HPC support staff. So all those requirements for documentation of outcomes, any kind of documentation you require of your staff to do as far as like any kind of service or ADL support that's not tied to the ISP, that's going to be a requirement. Definitely MUI, behavior documentation. So when we're not getting documentation, we're not going to be calling mom or dad. We're going to be calling your agency to say, hey, we need these documentation sheets. We need these incident reports and all that any kind of supplemental documentation. So that's going to fall on your company to do that. So I just want to make sure that that was clear, because I know there's been a lot of information sent out and people kind of have this just misunderstanding that it's just a parent getting paid to do what they're already doing. And that is not true. So certain things might have to go through HRC that might not have had to go through that HRC process before because it was a parent with a minor child. Now it's going to be an HPC staff doing a behavior support strategy that may require additional support, documentation, and approval. So just want to make sure everybody was clear about that, because that's our biggest thing. Well, not our biggest, one of our biggest things that we're dealing with right now in our department. So just wanted to highlight those things for you all. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much. That is a big change. So appreciate the update. All right, I'm going to share my screen here with you all. Sorry, let me try that again. All right, that looks better. Sorry about that. All right, just a couple of things that I wanted to share with you as well, some updates. Most of these are coming from DODD. As Jennifer was referring to the agency changes for parents being hired through agencies, I just wanted to point out some things on the independent provider side of that new change as well. Because there was some mailers that were sent out and the DODD wanted to clarify that, make sure that providers understood this rule change that's happening, is that the rule change is it's for parents serving minor children being required to work for an agency by the end of this month. And so if parents are serving adult children, this change did not affect that at all. You can continue to work as an independent provider. And so just disregard anything that you may have received or will receive about anything stating differently. And then just a reminder that when agencies are billing for this service, that there is a special billing code that's found in the appendix of the HPC rule that you'll need to be billing with instead of the typical code. All right, just a quick reminder for those of you employment providers out there that the reporting period, OTS reporting period, ends at the end of the month. So just need to quickly get those in as soon as you can. Encourage you to do that right away. Also wanted to let you know that EVV, according to rule, is required for residential respite and nursing. But right now, ODM has not developed their rule in accordance with that. And so EVV is not being required right now. And also for nursing delegation, it's not being required right now during this time, but it will be effective later this year. And DODD is telling us, or ODM is telling us, that that is tentatively set for July 1st, when that will be required to be used for residential respite and nursing. DODD put out some guidance earlier this month, or actually in February, encouraging providers to, reminding providers actually to cooperate with MAQA, that they are being asked to complete. So those are required for any providers that are performing health-related activities or administering medication at least once every 3 years. And so there are multiple things that are part of that MAQA. So we just encourage you to cooperate with that to help it move smoothly and quickly as possible. And so failure to cooperate that could result in citations. Just wanted to make sure you were aware of that, reminded of that. I know many of you are doing a great job with that already. Another reminder, we are seeing a big trend in providers, both agency and independent providers, waiting to the very, very end to submit certification renewal applications. And this is causing DODD to have to offer extensions, or actually for providers to have to request those extensions. And they are usually generous about that and doing so, but with so many providers doing that, there's concern, are they always going to be willing to offer that extension? And so just wanted to remind you that in rule, it says that renewal applications should be submitted no less than 45 days in advance of your expiration. Otherwise, that may result in a gap in the ability to provide to bill for services. And so, that application, once you submit it, yes, your expiration, is a certain date, but that application can take 30 days to get approved. So if you're submitting at the very last minute, there's that lapse there. And so once that is processed and approved and everything is fine, you may go back and bill for services during that gap if you end up with that gap period. But it's just, not a good practice to be doing that. And so DODD will email you a 90-day notice when your certification is expiring. So we just encourage you to start the application as soon as possible And also make sure that your email is up to date with DODD so that you get that notification on time. While you're in DODD, we encourage you to subscribe to their publications if you're not already receiving those, so that you don't miss important rule changes or compliance reminders like these, and also special announcements. And so the link is here for you to be able to go and subscribe to those. I also included a little screenshot of some of the ones we would encourage you as providers to subscribe to. These are the most important ones. Of course, you're welcome to subscribe to any of them. The most important probably being the Memo Monday that comes out every single week and has many, many important updates and rule notifications and things like that that you would not want to miss. Reminder about the DSP and provider support team continuing their office hours the second Wednesday of every month from 9 to 10. You don't need to register. You can just hop onto the link. And they also put out, I guess, minutes or publications, documents of what they covered during that meeting each month. So we encourage you to use this link to go and check that out if that would be helpful to you and your agency. A couple of training opportunities to make you aware of this month. The Office of Compliance has put out their list of their dates actually of trainings for the year. A few of the months have topics identified, others are still pending. So coming up just next week is the Employment First and Beyond training. These are usually recorded and they include their materials that they use in the meeting on their website if you're not able to attend. But any of the ones that don't have links yet to register, you can just follow the link there at the bottom to get those as they come available and to learn more. But next month is a good one for those of you providing shared living. They'll have a shared living training on April 25th. Encourage you to check out. Another great training they are offering, it's Monday, is the competency-based longevity add-on training. So this is for DSPs and even independent providers to be able to learn about how to get that add-on, what it takes to earn that, who's eligible, and then how to actually apply. So the link will be in our meeting minutes as well as here. Two last trainings to tell you about. There is a resilient-based de-escalation training actually happening in our building on April 12th. That's for anyone working with youth with complex needs and developmental differences. The link to register is here. And then the other training I wanted to point out was the prevention plan training that's being offered at the Hamilton County DDS building on April 24th. Sounds like a really great one to go and attend if you're able. That's just from 10 to 12. Here's our reminder about our meeting here coming up in a few minutes. Just wanted to let you know about that in case you didn't get the email that we're having our stakeholder meeting today where we'll be analyzing the 2023 MUI data. There is a separate link, like we mentioned, it's in the chat. We would love to have your input in that meeting. So we will hopefully see you there. It will be recorded though and posted to our website later this week. Here's our next provider meetings. We won't see you again until May. Encourage you to attend when you can. We do have a few minutes left before our next stakeholder meeting, so we can open it up for any questions or comments. There's a lot of information there. We just threw at you. So let us know if you have any questions. You're welcome to unmute or put something in the chat. Okay. Well, you guys are really quiet today. I guess we'll take that as that we covered it well. And if there is it looks like Amy is covering some of our questions. All right, if there is nothing else, we'll get to the questions in the chat. We'll answer those individually. If nothing else, we encourage you to follow that link to jump into our MUI stakeholder meeting now, and we'll see you there. Thanks so much for attending today.